Beautiful shout of our city. Welcome back to Windy City Live. You know, it's a book for kids with a powerful message about determination and creativity. A Thousand No's is from award-winning local children's book author DJ Corchin, and he's here with us now to tell us a little bit more about his latest book. Welcome, DJ.
Hi, thanks for having me, Val.
Oh, yeah, it's great to have you. I read the book. It is a great book, not just for kids, but for adults too. But tell us about A Thousand No's. What can readers expect?
Sure. So A Thousand No's is a message that I feel we all need to have right now, which is about perseverance, grit, resilience, and a little bit of creativity. So the theme of it is not to let our expectations get in the way of seeing what things could be, right? We all had expectations for 2020 and none of them went the way they were supposed to go. And so, you know, whether it's parents or teachers or, any type of employment that we're in, the game has changed. And it's our job to see what are the possibilities with the way things are going now. And that's what A Thousand No's is all about, is working together with creativity and feedback to be able to create something that we never even dreamed possible.
Yeah, you're right. The timing for this book, before all this happened, 2020, we can just say that. Had you already even come up with this concept, or is this something that you came up with before the pandemic?
Yeah, it is something that I came up with before, and it is definitely relevant now. And beforehand, it was all about teaching both kids and adults a great way to work together to take an idea and make it something better, and to get rid of our ego. And it's not about who did it, but it's about how well can we make this idea happen. And I think about, if all of our learned at an early age, how can they take the feedback from other kids and not have their feelings hurt, but actually see it as part of the creative process where we would be today?
Yeah, tell me about that. That's why I say this is not necessarily just for kids, even though that's the intent of the book. It's a children's book, but the message still resonates with people of all ages. DJ, what's your process when you're coming up with an idea for a book and writing a children's book like this? What's that process like for you?
Well, it changes. It's a great question. I think every author kind of has different ways of doing it. For me, it's really it's about what is the lesson I want to connect readers to. So I don't necessarily see myself as the subject matter expert, but I see myself as the person that's able to connect the dots and provide the language in order to start a conversation. So with A Thousand No's, it provides a metaphor and a language to start the conversation about how to deal with criticism.
Right. Now, this book is heavy on illustration. I want to, in minimal words. So was that your idea, intention from the start, or is this something that you work very closely with the illustrator on? How does that work?
Yeah, the illustrator's name is Dan Doherty, and he's another local Chicagoan, and he is amazing. And him and I worked hand in hand to really design the look of the book. And it is designed to be very minimalistic, to really focus on the message. And at the end of the book, obviously, it's a great, big, beautiful, colorful yes. And it started out as a small little black and white circle, which is just outstanding.
Yeah, no, I think the illustration is fantastic. And the collaboration is so important in terms of the process of getting a book out like this.
Yeah, no, I mean, I call it publishing an inception, because I developed the book, and the people at Source Books Publishing started talking to me about the things they wanted to change of it. And I was like, well, this is my idea. What do you mean change? And so I had to actually live the message that this book says about learning to work with others. And honestly, the message is right. The book is better than it's ever been before.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, because, no's are all over the place in the book, and we hear them, like you just said, in your own life, we hear them daily. But how can you help the viewer at home and the person who's going to read this book? How can you help them realize that the no's are just building blocks for something even better?
Yeah, the first thing we can do is read the book, which is the best way to get the message. Yeah. But, I think it's all about practice, too. So this is the start of a conversation. And in particular with kids, but also adults, try a mock idea. Try an idea and write it down and pass it on a piece of paper to a friend and see if they can make it better. And then have them pass it to a friend, and then have them pass it to a friend. And then when you get it back, I bet you'll be surprised about how awesome your idea got.
Right. And when for a child who's reading this, let's just say, because I think even as young as, first grade or second grade, is that the intent of the reader for the book when you have a children's book like this?
Yeah, it's definitely younger on the younger end for it. And it's to take a concept that can be pretty abstract for young readers, and to bring them along in that process. But as you said, the funny thing is that the adults end up like going, okay, this is for me at work. Totally, yeah. This is for me at work. Yeah.
How many no's have you had in your career, DJ?
Well, I countless. I would probably say over 1,000. So maybe I'm due for a second yes at this point, which would be great. But it's not just about the ending in terms of building to a yes. It's also about discovery. So through the process, you discover things and directions that you never thought you could go.
That's right. And do you want to give a special shout out to your brother, Scotty K?
My brother, Scotty K. Yeah, he's a big part of my creative process, and he's an amazing human being. And while I'm at it, too, I do want to give a shout out to all the teachers in Chicago. You guys are amazing. And the only words I have for you are thank you, and you are doing enough. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate all the hard work you're doing right now.
Thank you so much, DJ. Be sure to pick up your copy of 1,000 No's, available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and all your local bookstores. More Windy City Live coming up.
Our champ is a newlywed.
I got married 10 days ago.
But how long